Typically, when you think of slice-of-life romance anime, there's always a few common similarities that come to mind for better or for worse. No matter the series, there always tends to be some sort of cuck-fueled story writing that will drive a viewer/reader absolutely insane, whether it be an extremely overbearing tsundere main lead, an equally ridiculous life situation that almost never happens in the real world, or the fact that the two main leads almost never get intimate with each other beyond spending time with each other, holding hands, or, if you're lucky, a kiss or two as the show closes. So when Horimiya started airing during winter of 2021, pretty much the same thing was to be expected for those who had never heard of the web novel or manga series. So you can imagine everyone's shock when the anime ended up being one of the best shows that aired last year and literally broke the internet for being an absolute masterpiece of a romance anime. But this wasn't because of some new trope, a unique character dynamic, or a rare innovation that would reshape what it meant to be a romance series, but simply due to the fact that if the show could be summed up in one phrase, it would be along the lines of being completely normal. I know, crazy, right? Horimiya is a slice-of-life romantic comedy that focuses around Hori Kyoko, a beautiful, intelligent member of the student council who's extremely popular for both of those reasons and is rather social, and Miyamura Izumi, who is portrayed as this nerdy emo kid who's always alone and doesn't really talk to anyone. The catch? They both have a complete opposite side to them. What most people don't know about Hori is the reason she's always rushing home right after school isn't to hang out with her secret boyfriend or anything, but to take care of all the housework like cleaning and cooking, as well as pick up her little brother Sota from school. Similarly, what literally nobody knows about Miyamura is his long hair and long sleeve clothes are to hide the various piercings and tattoos on his body, which would make him out to be a delinquent, and a fairly attractive one. To add to all this, both Hori and Miyamura find out about each other's secrets due to pure coincidence, and after Sota begs Hori to bring over the cool guy that he met that day, the two start spending more and more time with each other, beginning a friendship that would grow to be so much more. Normal so far, right? Well, it's that normal for the whole show. When I initially jumped headfirst into this series while it was airing, I was actually pleasantly surprised with how lacking it was in the typical romance tropes which have become way too prevalent in the anime sphere. There's no dragging out needless drama, no beating around the bush when it comes to two people liking each other, no unrealistic depictions of not wanting to admit they have feelings for someone, none of that. From the moment Hori and Miyamura end up crossing paths, it's a very steady, genuine depiction of what it would be like to be in a healthy relationship between two people that are new to love, yet long for it, as well as deconstructing how social cliques could affect how those relationships are impacted. Take the other two of their friend group, for example, Ishikawa Toru and Yoshikawa Yuki, both of whom are good friends to the main two and play a pretty big part in Hori and Miyamura getting together in the first place. Or at least Ishikawa does. Poor Yuki. Ishikawa's early interactions with Miyamura are very similar to how a good friend of yours may encourage you to take a chance with someone you like, especially if they see that they like you back. It might even knock some sense in you if you fail to see that for yourself, which can be easy to do. Hell, even the fact that Ishikawa encourages Miyamura despite liking Hori himself is another very real characteristic of what a good friend would do, and I'm not just talking out of my ass here. Back during middle school, you could say I was placed in the exact same position Miyamura was in, and while I didn't think twice about it initially and it didn't last past a few months, it continues to be one of the fondest childhood memories I have. That right there is where Horimiya started and continued to shine the most. Relatability. Throughout every step of the way, every character is carefully built up not to depict a certain common anime trope that most self-proclaimed weebs are used to, though you could certainly find a way to slap one on there, but they're built up in a way to make you feel like you've met someone similar or know someone similar in your own life, and it builds on that, making it not only a world you can experience from the outside, but also immerse yourself in, making it something that you can... Wait, who the fuck are you? In essence, nothing makes this show a slice of life more than the trivial banter and dumbfounded moments that add a splash of comedy into this mix of life soup. Yes, I called it life soup. Try some, it's good. Just when you least expect it, you get domed by some weird, awkward, random thing you can't help but laugh at. Anything from Hori being dubbed a summon, a particular dad figure who seemingly swaps how he acts with the flip of a coin, a very questionable slap. It's a healthy relationship, I swear. I mean, look at that face. Look at it! Would you slap your significant other if it would make them that happy? Would you? I'd personally have to think long and hard about it, but you get my point. All that said, being a high school drama, there are certain elements you just can't escape. What comes with feelings of love and comfort often come with underlying doubts and self-loathing, especially when your pre-high school life was overshadowed by being shunned and picked on, always outside of the spotlight of the common eye, always in a dark place where no matter how loud you cry out, no one answers, always keeping secrets that you can't share with with others, no matter how serious or how trivial. Anything that would drastically alter how other people would perceive you, especially when introspective thought paints that alternative perception in a negative light. The human consciousness makes instinctive efforts to hide those imperfections, making great strides to do so. That's what makes this series so special. It depicts all of these near perfectly, in an imperfect way. Even the feelings of being in a new position where you can share those secrets and open up to someone else, or continue to hide them in order to not hurt yourself. Anxiety and self-doubt are very strong issues that these characters deal with, making the world feel like it's passing by in the moment as they spectate everything around them, lost in the foreground. But even so, they take that leap of faith. They take their chances, knowing fully well it may come back to hurt them. They leave their comfort zone no matter how awkward or suffocating it can be. They push themselves to try new things, even if they don't necessarily want to. They take their stride to overcome the part of them they sealed away. They break through their anxiety, their isolation, self-loathing, sense of longing, their insecurities, and nightmares, and heartbreak, the misunderstandings, the contemplations, the abyss that is the unknown, and for what? Why go to such great lengths to leave your shell, your box, your safe place, knowing full well what the consequences could be? It's simple. Every single effort, every stride, every step, all of it is simply towards the end of reaching the light at the end of the tunnel. The light that is being accepted for who you are. After all, it's painful living life when you're alone, but in the very least, it's easier when there's someone there who understands, someone who cares, someone who loves you. That fact alone is what makes Horimiya an absolute masterpiece. The romance to top romance anime as a whole. The romance anime we didn't deserve, but perhaps one day we will. And when that time comes, we'll be there.